Hey guys, I'm Grestar, and how about we react to RWBY Volume 2 Chapter 8 Field Trip. As with my other RWBY reactions, this video will only include me, so if you would like to actually watch the RWBY episode along with me, click here to go to the video on the Rooster Teeth YouTube channel under the RWBY playlist. This is the one that I will be using, and I say this one specifically because I know that it will synchronize with what I'm using because I'm using it, and I don't think that the Netflix or the DVD versions will match up time-wise, so yeah. So last time in Chapter 7, Dance Dance Infiltration, Cinder, Emerald, and Mercury took advantage of the fact that everyone was busy at the dance, and Cinder snuck into some important building that I think was meant, I think that's the same building that Weiss entered when she was looking for information on the Schnee family, you know? But yeah, so Cinder broke in and got some files, and yeah, I don't know what the files were, I just know that it had a queen symbol, and that she was done by midnight when she had her Cinderella transformation into a beautiful, it was kind of reverse transformation, because at midnight, then she was beautiful in a gown and everything. And before she was beautiful in a burglar suit. It's not a perfect comparison, but that was the biggest plot thing in my opinion. I think the other big things were just the interaction and development between the characters, where Jean and Neptune bonded a little bit more, Team Juniper as a whole bonded more, Jean and, Pyrrha, and then Weiss, I feel, had a bigger appreciation for Jean because of, getting Neptune to talk to her. So, just that kind of stuff. So, I didn't mention a lot, but it was a really good episode. I really enjoyed myself with it. It had some, heartfelt moments, and it had some funny moments, and then it had some combat even. Not a lot, but it had some. And we did get to see, Cinder's weapons. I have no idea what resemblance is. Some sort of weird magic-y stuff. But, her weapons, or maybe it was part of her resemblance too. She first, brought two swords into existence, just poofed them out of the air, and it was cool to see her fight with them. Then she had a bow with arrows and everything, and yeah, a bow with arrows, figure that. But I don't know, it was just cool. Though now that we're moving away from the dance, I don't know where we're going to be headed. The title of this one is called Field Trip, or rather the title is Field Trip, so I guess they're leaving the school, but for what? I don't know. The only field trip that I remember seeing before was, to Forever Fall, and I don't think they're going back there. So that basically means the rest of the RWBYverse is open to exploration, and I don't know the rest of the RWBYverse, so it's all new to me. I suppose what I'm trying to say is at this point, there's nothing more to say. So with that, let's get to watching. Alright guys, so I'm going to say 3, 2, 1, play, and when I say play, you hit play. That should help with synchronization. So, 3, 2, 1, play. Okay, so I still don't like that Rooster Teeth opening as much as I like the other one. The other one I think is even simpler, but it just was better to me. I guess I could still bang to it, but more headbanging and not booping so much, and booping is fun. So, yeah. And here, of course, we have Volume 2 Intro to RWBY, which is cool. Yep. Yup. But I want to see Yang and Mercury fight again. Yeah, very briefly, but yes. I just think of those, the 4 fights that we see, that's the one I'm most looking forward to, honestly, at this point, just because of the fighting styles. And how well they match up, Hopefully it'll be awesome. And hopefully it'll actually happen, I suppose I should first say. They? Who would do that? Yeah. But? No? Okay, cool. She should, yeah. Yeah, to cover that. Oh, that was glass? So, again, Cinderella glass. Hmm. Oh, dust into clothing. Hmm. Really? She just said that. I get it, as long as she thinks that the Y thing are connected. Gotcha. Yeah? Yes, but that's not appropriate for the show. Hmm. I just wonder what it means serve them, exactly. Oh. Well, okay. I still don't know what that is. Oh. That's not a proper way to package anything. But okay. I agree. That's not right. You know you like it. Why? No. I like Blake's pose up there. Enclosed is the food, too? Physics in this world do not exist. That's still just so weird, though. Like, alright, they have a dog now. Wait, why are you uncertain? What? Oh, okay. Never mind. Wasn't concerned about the dog, but how to carry him with her. Okay, we're listening. So does it involve the faunus? Hmm. Right. Oh. So it's actually something that was intended in the series. Interesting. Cool. We can actually see how they behave. Well said, Ozpin. Okay. Quadrant 5 southeast. Got it. Why would you include that then? Wasn't the whole point of that meeting for first-year students? Then why did you have that as an option? Okay. Thanks for making one of the options actually an option. Exactly. Fair enough. Leans in to say that. Team Kavya? What? Or do you say Team Coffee? Hmm? Grimbeast? Okay. Thanks. Yeah! What? Yay! Coffee Man! Alright. Hey, look, it's Velvet. Hello, Velvet. I mean, I assume it could be another bunny character, but we've only seen one bunny character, so I have to assume that is indeed Velvet. Yep, yep, yep. Alright, well, there were the credits. Now for the volume 2. Yep. Did you know right now on store.roosterteeth.com you can buy, like, all 3 volumes in one steel set or something? Something like that, you know. It's like 35 bucks. Yep. No, I was curious, so I looked at it, but, you know, I didn't get it, because I'm just now watching them. And that was the annotations bit. Alright. So, that was the episode. This one was 12 minutes and 28 seconds long, and now it's time to talk about it. So, I could have been misunderstanding, but I thought that meeting was specifically for first-year students, and therefore only for first-year students. I mean, first-year students were called to the meeting, and then it talked about how, because they were first-year students, they were going to shadow a huntress, or a huntsman, you know. And so, then, why would you have missions in the list if they weren't available to first-year students? That part was stupid. Okay, again, assuming I'm understanding correctly, that part was stupid. I mean, I think the whole reason they had that part, the reason they had that mission unavailable to first-year students is so that, you know, Ozpin could unlock it, you know? And so then he could have his little talk to them where it's like, I know what you're doing, I'm against it, but I secretly support it. You know, that kind of thing. You know, like Dumbledore, or, well, any wise headmaster kind of figure in that sort of setting. Or scenario. I will say this though, if the reason that it was locked is because Ozpin specifically wanted Team RWBY to pick that one, and so he had it locked so none of the other teams could pick it before them, then it's okay. However, I don't know that that's the case, and I don't think we'll ever find out that that's the case. So that's just a justification, and it's not like the given or even the implied reason for it. So, you know, I think that part was kind of dumb. I think that it should have just been unlocked from the beginning, because otherwise it's just kind of, not hypocritical, but it's like, well, you said this was for first-year students. Why would you give us something that's not for first-year students, or that we as first-year students cannot do because of our status as first year? And, you know, they could have had the same talk either way. Like, they could have gone up, signed up for that mission. As they were walking away, Ozpin's like, and then he could have just started talking, and basically the same conversation could have happened without him having to unlock it for them. So, it was just the one out-of-place thing that didn't make sense to me. Again, there is that justification where he specifically might have wanted them to pick it so he had it locked so no one else could, but that's a stretch, I think. But don't get me wrong, I did like that scene, you know? I did like the fact that Ozpin did support them in it. I did like the fact that he showed quite clearly that he knew, you know, what they were all up to kind of thing, and that he gave them that warning. Like, I liked the dialogue. I just thought that the premise of it was dumb, you know? Like, yeah. I already gave my reasonings for why I thought it was stupid, so I'm not gonna repeat it again. Now, something I don't understand, but I assume I'll come to understand, is why the dad suddenly sent their dog to them. Well, I don't understand, so, like, where do I go from there? I don't know, like, it was just weird timing because they're just about to leave, and so, it can't just be to give them conflict, like, well, what are we supposed to do with him for a week? No, because that would just be weird. You have to have more of a reason than that, but they have a dog now. I don't think it's significant how they got him, like, through the mail and such a tiny thing. I think that was just RWBY being silly, like, show RWBY being silly. Fitting a tiny dog and all those cans of food and the can opener in that tiny little mail cylinder. Like, forgetting the fact, like, let's not even point out the fact that the dog needs to breathe somehow. But just, like, they couldn't fit either. So I don't think that's significant. I just think that was for comedic effect. But I don't know what role the dog is going to play. It has to be significant in these upcoming episodes. And, you know, I believe that RWBY put him inside the backpack because we see her, you know, question it and look at the dog and then smirk. And then next we see her with the big old backpack. So he's got to be in there. So I assume they're taking him on the trip with them. So what role is he going to play? Is he going to run off? They're going to have to chase after him. They're going to discover something. Are the bad guys going to get a hold of him and that's going to motivate them to fight? Or is the dog actually going to turn out to be beneficial? I don't know. But he has to have some purpose. Otherwise, he was purposeless. But yeah, the biggest thing that happened in this episode was the fact that they had the meeting and were assigned then to, you know, shadow a huntsman. And they get Coffee Guy, but yeah, they're going back to the Southeast District, I believe it was, Quadrant 5, where supposedly there's just a big concentration of Grim Beasts and they're gonna go and kill him, I assume. Unless it was just a scouting thing. I don't remember. No, it was search and destroy, right? Pretty sure that's what the mission was, like, classified as, so I'm pretty sure they're gonna search for Grim Beasts and destroy them. Whoa! So that's what I'm expecting for these next couple episodes, is, you know, them going out shadowing the coffee dude. I don't remember his name, so he's just Hyper Coffee Dude, you know? He's like their history teacher. They're gonna shadow him, kill Grim Beasts, and investigate more of the White Fang stuff. And then the dog comes into play somehow. And I have to think he would come into play soon, because if he were to come into play, like, much later in the story, I feel like he would be introduced much later into the story. Because the way that he was introduced here, like, the timing of it just wasn't right for it to be a casual thing. I mean, if he were to be introduced at like the beginning of Volume 2, then it would make sense if he wasn't used until much later, because at the beginning of Volume 2, you can introduce new things without them being like essential right away. Like, from my understanding, like, right now, that's what I'm thinking. But to have him introduced now, right before they're about to leave, like, he has to come into play soon. Anyway, again, this is all just speculation. I, of course, haven't seen what's coming up, so I can't say what's gonna come up. I don't even know what the title for the next one is. So, what was this one again? Field Trip. This one was called Field Trip. Okay, oh, hey, so Field Trip, that's just setting up for them going out with the huntsman, I guess. So the field trip didn't actually happen yet, but it will next time, I assume. But I think that's all I have to say, so let me know what you guys thought about this in the comments below, whether you liked it, whether you disliked it, if you're watching this for the first time as well, what your thoughts might be. Do not spoil things for me, however. Those of you who have seen this before, or those of you who just know things, do not spoil things. Talk about this episode, any episode before, but nothing ahead of this point. Nothing, not even about the next episode, not even about the World of Remnant stuff. Like, just don't say that stuff. If I haven't learned about it yet, I don't want to learn about it yet. You know, I want to learn about it naturally, so please be nice, please be respectful, etc., etc. And with that, we're calling it here. Cue outro, go!